Good morning, everyone. How we doing? That good, huh? So let's turn our cameras on, see your bright, cheery faces. So anything exciting happening this week? Nope, same old, same old. All right. Let's wait for a few more people to join us and get their cameras turned on. Annabelle, I see you got your coffee going. All right. Shall we get started? The gyms are not going to be open. They're going to be closing all the gyms again in Riverside County. That was your Governor Newsom decided to do that again. All right. So let's see here. All right. So I just put a link into your chat room. We're going to work on that a little bit later. So first I'm going to go over a few things. Let's do this. All right. So a lot of you had some questions about the grading criteria that we're using for Dennis and myself. Okay. So the mini cases and the quizzes, mini quizzes. So pretty much everybody's going to get, if you do an excellent or a good job, you're going to get about 4 or 4.5. If you think your paper is publishable, then we'll give you a full 5 points. But otherwise, it's going to be 4.5, 4. A lot of people are getting 3s and 4s. Unless you turned it in late or incomplete, you'll get a 2 or a 1. And if you keep getting a bunch of 1s, I suggest that you're probably not going to do too good in this course, so you might want to think about dropping the course. Okay. Using quotes, a lot of you are using quotes in your discussions, in your papers. A quote basically you need to use when you're going to support your topic, support your opinion, support what you're trying to say. Otherwise, it's just kind of a useless quote. So using quotes boosts your credibility because it implies that the person you're quoting agrees with you. Pretty much you can get any quote you want to agree with your point of view, all depending on what you want to do. So use your quotes sparingly. I'm more interested in what you have to think and not what you're quoting. Okay. Don't use quotes to summarize. Don't Google something and use quotes. Don't use simple quotes without doing an analysis. Connect your idea, conclusion, or realization with the quotes. Use your quotes as backup. If you're going to make a statement and say something, it's perfectly fine to use a quote to support that point. Okay. So connecting the chapter concepts with the mini cases and use them as frameworks. Okay. So this class is really all about critical thinking, the way you communicate your points, being open-minded about certain things. Problem solving is another thing. Communication and problem solving are probably the two most important things you're going to learn in this class. Okay, obviously analysis and the creativity of how you reach some of those things. Okay, we're going to do a little group assignment again today. You guys are going to be consultants for Boeing, explaining how the two companies are aligned and how the grounding of the MAX 8 has affected your biggest customer value chain. You may want to use a Porter's Five Forces analysis, a SWOT analysis. We're going to cover some other types of analysis later on in the course, but those are the two that we're going to be concerned about. You're going to summarize your group decisions. There's a paper there that I put a link to, and we'll get to in a few moments. I want you to read it and then be consultants. So Boeing and Southwest Airlines conspired to hide flaws in the 737 MAX jet. A lawsuit alleges Southwest and Boeing had a reckless, greedy conspiracy. Consumers claim Southwest Airlines Boeing concluded to cover up 737 MAX dangers. Okay, so all of these things are kind of things that affect the decisions of how a consultant thinks, especially on this case. And this is the value chain of what we're looking at for Boeing and how it has been affected. Okay. I've been posting the discussion sessions. Not everybody's participating. These are part of your participation points. They're being graded. So I suggest you actually participate in the discussion points. Otherwise, you're not going to get a very good score in this class. Okay. So Southwest mini cases due on Friday, mini quiz paper on Monday, every Monday, midterm coming soon to an online venue near you, and we'll go over a little bit more of that next week. And yes, everyone needs to contribute to discussion lessons. Okay. And all right. So what I want to do is put you into some groups. We got 76 people. So let me see, 76, 15 groups. So it looks like you're going to have groups of 6 people. All right. So we're going to put you into some groups. Everybody should have access. There shouldn't be any problems with that, editing it. And yes, Friday morning, Jacqueline. Everything's due Friday morning. Actually, the discussion sessions are due Friday at midnight. The mini quizzes are due Friday or Monday morning. Okay. And what else? A bunch of kids are partying 24/7. Is that what you're blaming it on? All right. All right. Let's put you into groups. So let's do 15 rooms. All right. And I will check your progress on the shared document. Morning, Juan. You need to go to your breakout room.
Hello, Professor. Sorry about that. Okay.
So what'd you think about your first consulting assignment? Andalib, what do you think?
It was good.
Good?
hmm
So what about what's the deal with Southwest? Can they just go down to the corner market with $10 million and buy a new plane to substitute for what's going on with the Max 737? Robert, what do you think?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Can Boeing just go down to the street corner to the grocery market and buy a $10 million airplane right off the shelf? Or what's going on with the supply and demand with that?
Yeah, they're everywhere.
So one thing I did find was that they buy like components from different companies. So the places like Pratt and Whitney, Collins Aerospace, General Electric, and Rolls-Royce, they all provide the engines and then the actual fuselages, and then Boeing sources the metal to kind of like build on there from like several different contractors.
Absolutely, but still, you got $10 million in your pocket or $100 million in your pocket. Can you just go out and buy an airplane?
I mean, what kind of airplane?
Any kind of airplane. I mean, obviously, before the COVID-19, they were short on airplanes. They had to cancel some routes. They had to do a lot of stuff. So, I mean, is there just an airplane sitting out there somewhere that you can just go buy? Or do you have to wait your turn for the manufacturers to build them?
Well, I guess you got to put in like an order and then they fill it out whenever they got the time.
Absolutely. So Boeing is kind of, Southwest is kind of screwed, aren't they? I mean, they got these planes that they have to ground, 40 of them, 40 plus planes. And so they have to, some of their markets they can't service. So what are they going to do? I mean, there's a supply and the demand, and other airlines are facing the same problem, or well, not actually the same problem, but a lot of them are using different airplanes, so they don't have that problem. So as a consultant, how are you going to help out Southwest Airlines solve this problem? That's when the critical thinking comes in handy.
I thought we were like consultants for Boeing. So like our group sort of operated on that assumption.
Yeah, you guys are a consultant for Boeing, but your customer is Boeing, but also you have to take care of their biggest customer, which is Southwest, right?
Mhm.
So in essence, you're actually consulting for both companies.
I think because we were kind of just like, hey, you should still stay with us because
They should just
like,
stay with them. Why?
because like we assumed that they had like a sort of because like Southwest flies almost exclusively Boeing, so there has to be like that's a big reason why they like became successful. I would assume because like
Not
the image.
exclusively. They do is fly the 737.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
all.
so we figure like that's a big part of their image, and like they have a real symbiotic relationship, probably with their like our suppliers too. So
They do. They have a really good relationship. So much so that they were accused of collusion and hiding, knowing actually what's going on with this. So Southwest is kind of screwed though. They're in bed with one company with one airplane. So how would you, as a consultant with Boeing, try and keep your customer happy, being Southwest?
I would say offer some discounts for the other model, other than Max 8, like older model 727.
But they're not making older models. That's the problem, is they upgraded to this new model.
I think
Or maybe discount for the future model. Long-term relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I was
I mean,
thinking
I
with the
with
Go
the
on.
new plane, they can because there are gonna be like training costs, I'm sure, like with the pilots, so they can reimburse them for that. So it makes it, because let's say they were to switch to Airbus, then they would have to train on Airbus's software and devices, right? So you reimburse them from that, they're less likely to switch. And then in terms of like financing the plane, then give them like low interest rates or zero interest rates to finance the plane.
Okay. I think on the training thing, you have something going there. So because of, if they give them a break on training, because that can be very, very expensive, also on accessories and upgrades, maybe something like that. You had something to say, Maribel?
Yeah, I was gonna, I mean, it's like a question, but an answer at the same time. So I'm not exactly sure what was the issue with the 737 MAX, but essentially I believe that instead of actually, rebuilding a plane from scratch, possibly fixing all the issues that the 737 MAX had, and, because it takes time to start up, create and build a plane from the ground up. So possibly it reduces time to just fix and upgrade what the plane already has, and then it reduces time for Southwest Airlines to get their planes.
They've been trying to do that now for over almost a year. They've been trying to fix the problem. They still can't fix it. Not only that, we'll cover Pastel later on in probably Friday, but there's political and economic, or political and legal issues that they have to face. So not just in this country, but every single country that they fly in, because you notice the airplane crashes weren't in this country; they were in other countries. So those countries, one, they didn't spend the money to have their pilots properly trained on all the different software and all the accessories. So that was one of the issues that they had, is they had pilot error along with the software error. So those are a lot of the issues that they're dealing with. And as consultants, you would, like Alvin was saying, that would, or Jai was saying, that might be a thing, is where you might want to give them free training and free software upgrades.
One direction that we went is talking about how, due to COVID, several airlines have gone through hard times, and some of them are going out of business. And some of those airlines will, of course, operate older model 737s. And so Boeing can use its collective power as both that buying power that it's gained as a supplier to purchase those old 737s and either offer those to Southwest until an engineering solution is found, or lease them first and foremost to Southwest, as that is their biggest customer and most important relationship to keep good. And another thing that we hadn't yet talked about, but that I was considering, is that related to that, Boeing can, or probably is looking to essentially buy back and rebrand or retool the 737 Maxes that are out of service.
Yeah, so due to the COVID-19, the airline travel demand has gone down dramatically, right? So they don't need all of those planes that they had to ground, the 50 so planes or so, 40 something. So that's kind of a plus to them, so they don't have to replace those planes and put something else in service. But yeah, they might want to think about snatching up some of these planes that these other airlines are not using, or may never go back into service, or maybe going bankrupt. So I don't think any airlines claimed bankruptcy yet. I think the federal government's still bailing them out. Okay. Does anybody want to add anything?
I just had a question. So you said that they're still trying to fix the Maxes. When that stuff first happened, I actually looked into it. Wasn't it just like a flight control software glitch where it would pitch the nose down? Wasn't that the main cause of the problem?
What happened was the software took over the manual, or took over what the pilot was doing and basically crashed the airplane. So they still haven't been able to fix that yet. So in a couple of different scenarios, it still does that. That's a whole software issue that they have to rewrite. And I guess there were some hardware issues also.
Yeah, I was reading one article that said that Southwest grounded their airplanes immediately, and one plane that they grounded didn't even have any passengers on it, and it was mid-flight, and it started experiencing engine trouble. So their issues spanned more than just software.
Yeah. So it's just, yeah, it's more than a software issue, and there's a lot of different things affecting it. Otherwise, it would have been a quick fix, right? So go to line 10 and then fix it. Other questions or anything that anybody wants to add? So this Southwest assignment is due on Friday, right? Let me see, check my schedule, Friday. Bum, bum. Mini case for the 23rd. All right, so that is due. So if you have any questions about that, come and see me in my office hours, email me, and we can have a Zoom meeting, or I usually hang out for 15, 20 minutes. And if nobody shows up, I just go on about my business. Questions, concerns? You guys are doing the discussion, right? Yes, okay. So make sure you do your discussions. Those are part of your participation points, because I can't talk to all 90 of you at one time. And especially people down here like Carlos and Maria that don't have the cameras on. That's okay. You can't participate, so those are good ways of getting your participation points. All right, anything else? Have a wonderful day. We'll see you guys later. I'll hang out for a few minutes if you need to talk. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
All right, Dennis, hang out for a few minutes.
Professor,
Yes.
for the mini case on Friday, was it due at 9 before class, or was it due at 11:59 like it said on iLearn?
Well, if it's set on iLearn 11:59, that's what time it's due.
Oh, okay. All right. Sounds good.
Thank you, Rob.
All right.
Questions, concerns? Galilea? Is that how you say your name? Galilea? Oh, it's a picture. You're not even blinking. All right, Dennis, how are we doing on the grading?
We're doing well.
I haven't been able to access iLearn for a couple of days, so I haven't been able to do anything on there on our web or Blackboard. So anything else going on?
No, that's it.
Okay. I forgot what I was going to ask you. Oh, I'll think about it later. Okay, that's it. Thanks, Dennis.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.